All right, it is Friday the 13th, and as we head into the weekend, and the wind is blowing like crazy around here, even blew my little cover off my lawnmower. I don't know where that went. Blew around somewhere. Gonna have to find it in the yard, I guess. So there's some things I want to take care of. RV wise, that's always good to do, and make sure, not sure why that's even in my, that was weird. Alright, so I've got some products here that I've got here. So I've got my Lucas oil stabilizer, which, you know, I want to put in some of that in. And I also have my Marvel mystery oil that I'm going to put in the gas tank, because I've had the gas in the fuel tank for a while, and it's just smart to, at least I think anyways, to put some stuff in there to make sure the gas is in good shape going forward. And I'm going to see if I can open up this this Lucas. I'm not even going to use this little tip. I'm just going to open up the top and just pour down the filler, about half of it, just because, well, just because. So I've been starting this up on a somewhat regular basis in order to make sure that it is in startable condition, so to speak. And I got to get the right keys, because there's like a million keys for this thing, but we're going to get there. There we go. So a wonderful high-tech fuel filler cap here. And we're going to take our Marvel mystery oil and we're going to open it up. Try to open it up anyways. And pop the top. Get that open. Stick it in there. Let her go. I'm going to just do the whole thing, because it is a 60 some odd gallon fuel tank, as we've known from past videos. Gonna do some work on these panels too this summer. I think I might try to do some replacement of some of these, because there are places you can buy these aluminum panels complete and just do the retrofit underneath. They're going to slip in underneath, because a lot of it is, it's a metal frame, a steel frame with aluminum panels, and they don't really work too well from an electrolytic standpoint when they start corroding. So I'm going to put that there, put that in the recycle bin, put that back on there. Got to make sure I got a full tank until I, unless I need to, bail out of here and escape in case the, that certain little disease from the Far East comes and gets us. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open this up here. And of course, this is always fun because the oil filler is like there, which is like, I mean, they put this little look, they designed it with this divot up here. See that? So you can actually pour oil, but you can't put anything bigger than like a 1 quart thing in here. So I'm going to take this here, and open it up. So to keep the cap though. Take this Lucas. This stuff is great. This actually helped restart the Tioga. When I thought it was dead, it had the swapped engine and the thing dropped oil pressure. I put this in along with some other stuff, and the darn thing kept oil pressure. I was like, dang it, why couldn't it have done it when I first test drove it? It did make it to the new place so the homeless guy could live in it. But in any case, so I'm going to take this. I'm going to put, like, of course, probably taking the cap off help first, right? I mean, really. This is a long filler, dude, by the way. It's like 3 feet long, goes back into the engine. It's kind of fixed right on this end, but it does allow oil to go in it. So I got to do this, tilt it in, kind of do one of these deals. I'm just going to let it flow in for a bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I don't want to take the whole bottle of it, and it's kind of goopy stuff, as you can see. So I don't know how much I poured in there. Can't really tell. It's kind of dark in there. Feels like there's a decent amount still left in this thing. It's hard to get it out in the light. Let's see where I'm at. Okay, so it's still about up to here. Looks like still about up to there. So I'm going to put a little bit more in there. Wasn't a cold car. Put a little bit. I'm going to put like half of this in. I don't want to put a lot in there. So hopefully this is still flowing. It's supposed to coat the... I'm still trying to eyeball it, going in there. Not so easy. So I think I got it right about here at this point. I'll put a little bit more in there. A little bit more. And you know, we still got to do the washer video as well. I tried hooking that up to the juice, and I had to bring the tester out and even see if that motor still works, but I do have a new motor, a new washer bottle, all that good stuff. We're going to see what we can do about it. So there we go. Almost forgot about this. There we go. Let that settle out. I would say it's about, my vision is holding, oh, I can see it. It's right about there. Slow stuff. But we're going to just run the engine for a little bit. Put that cap back on. There we go. And gonna let that drain in for a few minutes. But yeah, I've got this here. I got a new motor for it. And so I'm gonna hook it up. I think this might be compatible with the one I've got, maybe. I don't know. Looks similar, but maybe not. Might have to just put the whole new washer bottle on and see how I can go with it. There's still stuff in it. It's been in there for I don't know how long. I've never used it, so it's that stuff that's been in there 3+ years. Just kind of hanging out. So it says it's a 70-ounce washer bottle. I think mine's like a liter, so I don't know what that works out to, but that doesn't seem like 70 ounces. But in any case, would be cool to rig this up so to have both washer bottles hooked up. But we'll do that soon here. Okay, so we're gonna let that sit. Oh, get this out of the way. There we go. See all the residue of the foam on my sleeve. Terrific. There we go. These are like these locking ones here that this will lock, and then there we go. That's a little better. So I'll do that, let it sit for a little minute. This is not a sponsor or anything, but I have had good luck with this. And we'll warm it up in a few minutes. Let's see how she goes. Got some of my stuff here. My bag of stuff that I can, my tester, my screwdriver, my new washer bottle. And while I'm waiting for the Lucas to drain into the oil pan and all that good stuff, I'm going to come here and dump all this crap. Here. There, that, washer bottle, new pump, that here. Alrighty, so that's what I got going on there. So let's see here. Let's see if I can put this in the spot that's going to make sense. Almost. There we go. That's pretty decent. Alright, so I've got electrical wires for the fog lights all in here. Other power, I know I've got power too. I don't know if this has power at all, but this is the power lead that looks to be for the washer fluid, which hooks up on this thing. This has already got a ground on this connector here, and when I hook this up, it doesn't do jack. It doesn't do anything. So I'm thinking it's probably not working. Ooh, there. Well, I'm just going to drain that. So there we go. Let that drain on the ground. Because I was going to basically pull that pump anyways. So we're going to let that drain out. Hopefully you can see that. So I pulled the hose on that. And I'm going to just check this pump out next. See if it's got some got issues or not, or whether or not it's more of an issue with the actual electrical supply. Because before I really decide to trash this whole thing, it would be nice to see if I'm actually getting some sort of, you know, electrical juice through the circuit. So I'm going to put a tester on the lead here, and then I'm going to hit the washer button and see what happens. Hopefully put the tester in a place where I can see it from inside the cab. So I'm going to do that, and while this is, you know, slowly getting less and less, I'm going to do that. Well, as I pulled the old washer bottle out to try to see what I could do with the motor, I pulled the motor out, and you can see it's got a threaded connection up top, unlike just a regular connection here. What it did have was this little grommet and a filter stack, which is kind of cool, and it's really intact. So I'm going to keep that. I'm going to see if I can adapt that to the to this pump. One thing that did happen with this wonderful Bosch unit, try to get the ground wire through here. Although there it is. Nope, bolted to the frame. That's all corroded, by the way, totally corroded. I'm going to have to clean that up so it has a better ground. But the bottle, being 30 some odd years old, just like literally just look at it's just disintegrated. This is not even UV damage. This is probably just heat damage and age. But it literally was just cracking. The whole top here. Look at like just my finger. It's like falling apart. So that's no good anymore, unfortunately. Can't really reuse it. So it's going to have to be this guy or something similar to save the day. So it's going to have to be this one. I would like to find one that's larger. If I do, I will certainly tell people and let you know where you can find it, because I certainly would like something a lot larger than that for my washer bottle. Even larger than this would be better. I would like a gallon. Maybe I'll use a gallon jug to make it happen. But in any case, that's what I got going on here. So I got my meter to test the circuit to see if I can ascertain whether or not it's even getting any voltage. But the one I have, it says washer, and you have to like twist the switch way over or push it in, and it's not really doing the job. So I'm thinking it's just defective. I'm just going to trash it and power this through a separate switch, which is what I've got in here. All my little bits and odds and ends inside this little bag. A little momentary switch. It was very similar to my emergency start switch. It's a momentary pop-out switch. I'll wire that up on the circuit through there, and that's what I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to see if I can adapt this to this a little bit. I think it'd be really cool. I mean, that grommet does fit in there. Be interesting if I could get this to work inside, but I kind of doubt it. Either way, we'll see what happens. That's good, because if there's any particulates that get in here, I don't have to worry about them and contaminating the washer lines and everything. And who knows? But I have have my doubts on this motor as to whether or not it'll actually work or not. But I could juice it up and see what happens. Working on the generator here. I got the choke cooled off. The oil's a little low, so I'm going to put some Lucas in it. Just because it hasn't had any Lucas in it, just has had basically oil in it. So I'm going to put the Lucas in it, see if that helps it run in a little bit. That makes sense, since it's got a little wear and tear on it. And do that there. Oh, come on now. There we go. But boy, that stuff's thick. Some stuff there. Let's put that there. Let's check it out, see where it's at. Alright. Put that there. From there, wipe it all over my Carhartt, which I shouldn't do. Let's see what I got here. It's a little better. I'm going to put a little bit more in there. I'm not going to put like half Lucas in, but I'm going to put a quart. That and out there. Come on. There we go. Alright. Like spider strings there. Get that in. They've got some 5W30 I can put in it if I need to, but right now I'm going to just get her going here, hopefully, and oh, I should probably get that throttle down a little bit. Got to do that two-handed, unfortunately. Go. Wow. Open the choke a little bit. Starters are up. Run for a little bit, let her warm up. I got that Chinese knockoff single barrel carburetor on her. I do have the other one back in the office. I'm going to tap this out and switch the choke so it faces this way. And then I'll be able to reattach the top filter component. But for right now, we're going to let that run a little bit. And charge up. I'll put these here. I'll just put kind of these over there. Find a cap for that. Get the another quart of oil in there. So he's going to have a quart or two in case he's burning up oil. Probably get a little heavier weight oil instead of 5W30. It'll get like 1040 or 1540 for some of the diesel stuff. Otherwise, she does pretty good. It's a little warmer today, so I didn't have to have the choke down all the way in order to start her up. The header pad seems to be working out all right so far. I'm gonna wrap these with header tape on another project. So this is what we got going on, just to get things ready in case we need to bail out for some weird reason, or at least use the generator so we have a refrigerator and other stuff. You never know. Power goes out, crazy things like that. It's nice to be able to have stuff ready to go at any time and make sure your equipment is running and behaving as it should. I'm going to see if this ring off of my original carb, Onan carb, is going to fit on top of this. I'm pretty sure it is, but I don't know the placement of the actual bolt holes. So we're going to go on here. I know it's going to be loud. We're warming it up to run it. I'm going to say here, so I can't really get to it. There. Maybe blocking it. I got, I don't want to put that up there and dance around. What the vibration I got. I've got this pattern here. That pattern on the top. So this pattern here. Let's close. I need to put it. That would be great. If not, I've got some issues. But it looks to me like it's going to be pretty darn close. This would be okay by me. Then I can tap that hole out and bring the choke out. Actually shafted the choke out on that side, but it does look like it would fit. Once it's off, I'm going to check it a little better. But on the back of it now, it's got a big coil spring that blocks this part from seating, obviously, because it shouldn't be in the way. And what's going to happen is I think I'm going to try to alter that carburetor because it does start up and work. So one of the many projects I've got. I'm trying to maintain internet. I've got my little project box here that I throw stuff into to keep it all in one place, along with maybe some of the tools. This is the original carburetor, but I think it is missing a jet way down in there. You probably can't see it because the focus is crazy. Let's see if I can do that. Go down in there. I think that's missing a jet down in there. Just saying, because I believe there's a jet on the other side, and that's not a problem. But anyways, so let me just zoom back out again. So this is, I always keep everything I've got because you never know when you can have to use it again. Got that in there, and yeah, so just trying to make sure that I've got all the bits that I need, and you know, got my batteries and my little odds and ends, my rubber bands and all that good stuff, and all my reference material here. And like I said, I'm just trying to, I always try to, you know, this is for the washer thing. Here's the hose. Here's the parts from the washer thing here a few minutes ago. So, you know, there's always something to do. And you try to continually work on the rig to keep it in good shape. And just keep it, you know, keep it operating the way it should, or at least as much as you can, in case you need to, like I said, heaven forbid, there's some sort of emergency declaration and you either need to bail or you need it for a support vehicle on your property. So anyways, yeah, so that's what's going on right now. It is Friday the 13th, and I will be, hopefully, if everything works right, I'll be posting a video over the weekend to complete at least the washer bottle project, if not more, and maybe even the carburetor project where I can switch the choke around and put the electric choke back on, which would be awesome, which would be terrific, and be able to retrofit a newer carb. I'll list where I got the carb, the newer carb for the Onan, and how you can convert the old carburetor if it's shot to this new one. For some reason I couldn't rebuild this. It just, no matter what I did, it just did not function right. I felt really bad, did a lot of work on it on past videos, but it was either the float bowl, calibration, something, or like I said, a jet blew through and it just I couldn't make it happen. and I don't have another original carb to compare to it. But that's what I suspect. So anyways, so happy and safe RVing, everyone. Stay healthy, and hope you enjoy using and vacationing and traveling and living in your RV.